So realistically, I won't even look at something that's just royalty share. I get emails quite often from authors requesting me to audition. I would normally just get an offer, like an author would get in touch with me and say, I heard your stuff, or I bought one of your books and I want to offer you. To be honest, I haven't needed to audition in a long time, and so I literally just look. I get the email, I go to the title, I see that it's royalty share, and I write an email back to them saying thank you, but unfortunately, I don't do just royalty share,
Yeah.
and then I usually tell them, what I do need, and they either never get back to me, they either say, okay, well, I can't do that, or they say, okay. But I mean, that's happened plenty of times too. To answer, the question of what would entice a producer to even audition, it would be, I think, at the minimum, what you advised, put royalty share or, 200 to 400 per finished hour. And, and the best way to entice a producer would be to offer the 200 to 400 per finished hour plus a royalty share. I mean, that, as we've discussed in the past, should be an option.
Yeah.
Because that is definitely what would tip the scales.
Hi, I'm Jason, otherwise known as Tristan Hunt. This is my little studio. Here, check this out. I come and I sit here in my little closet and I close the door, turn on my computer, have my headphones, have my microphone, and then I have an iPad in front of me here. Text. So I've never done this before, but let's give it a try with you sort of watching what I do. You shouldn't have pushed them. You shouldn't have pushed them. He touched the wounded skin with a kiss. He touched the wounded skin with a kiss. I had no choice. She snapped while sounding breathless, as though she'd liked what he'd just done, but she was annoyed with his comment. Did Lucas hurt you? Ethan knew the question might upset her further, and while he didn't want that, he had to know. In his mind, he was picturing Phoebe's broken state, and just the thought of Lucas breaking Danielle in the same way opened a fissure in his heart. Danielle valiantly tried to hide the fear in her eyes, but he'd seen it anyway. Ethan felt his mouth tighten and his fingers curl into fists. That bloody miscreant. I'm sorry I never told you. No, she said. Her fingers touched his chest. His hand came up and kept the caress pressed to his heart. His little shocks of pleasure rode his fury, soothing it. Don't be. I'm glad you didn't tell me. And thank you. He didn't deserve her gratitude when this might not have ever happened if he'd handled Lucas differently. Had killed him before he'd become a vampire.